came to play. There's a price to pay. Time for you to get down on your knees.
Okay, welcome to Pittsburgh Sports Fanatics, Pittsburgh Sports Chat. We're coming off of a win against the Jacksonville Jaguars after the Pittsburgh Steelers dropped an egg on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, letting them come back in the last seconds and score and win. For the Pittsburgh Steelers, playing two of the worst teams in the NFL back-to-back weeks. After all the penalties in the Tampa Bay game, after all the self-destruction, after all the breakdowns, Tomlin came out. You know what? I like Mike Tomlin, I do. But it's to the point where he's like a mayor or politician, if you will. He speaks a hell of a game. We're going to do this, and this has to stop. It starts with me, and we're going to discipline, and we're not going to make any silly mistakes, and we're going to get this thing right, and we're going to do this, and we're going to do that. We're going to the Super Bowl, blah, 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 blah. We're going to unleash hell. Guess what? It's time to stop the talking. It's time for action. You talked all that crap all week. You said the team's going to be ready. The team's going to be prepared. The team's going to go out. They're not going to make too many mistakes. And blah, 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 blah. And guess what? The Jacksonville Jaguars, who is quarterbacked by a rookie. Granted, they say he's the next Ben Roethlisberger. I get the size comparison. But a rookie quarterback, and you win the game 17-9. Couldn't do anything on offense. It took until the second half when you started implementing different receivers into the game instead of just Antonio Brown. Antonio Brown's a hell of a receiver, probably one of the best in the league, but he can't be your only target. You can't be one-dimensional. Okay? That's one. So Palmer, the third, fourth string tight end, scores the only touchdown for the Pittsburgh Steelers on offense. Now on defense, I got to say one thing. The old veteran, James Harrison, that was re-signed, although he doesn't have a sack, he's playing good. He's getting a good push at the line. He's getting in the backfield. He's doing what they're asking him to do. It's just a matter of time before James catches his feet and he gets his sacks. The only player on defense that I'm really concerned about is Troy Polamalu. I think finally his age is catching up with him. He's over-pursuing, and he's just playing terrible. Terrible. He's out of position all the time. He's jumping the snap, getting called for offsides, getting the Steelers in a jam. It was nice to see third-string cornerback Bryce McCain pick off Blake Bortles for a pick six, which I don't think we've seen in a long time. That play right there brought back memories of Deshae Townsend stepping in front of Tony Romo and taking it to the house. That's how long ago that was. But like I said, it's time for Tomlin to stop talking. Get your team prepared to play. I'm so tired of losing to bad teams. It's becoming a trend with this team. The last few years, let's see. We lost to the Vikings, the Bears, the Browns, the Raiders twice, the Titans. All you had to do was win one each of those games each year and you were in the postseason. For some reason, the Steelers can't get up to play against bad teams. Question is, what happens when you become the bad team? Will you get up? Will you get ready to play? I don't know. All I hear is talk. Everybody's like, hey, you can't blame Haley. You can't blame. Haley sucks. Okay? If it takes a quarterback to get your offense moving and takes a quarterback to audible and call his own plays, and your playbook is just simply terrible. Oh, well, he's keeping Ben healthy. He's doing this. But let me tell you something. When Ben was at risk, we won. Okay? What good is it Ben being healthy if you're just going to go 6-10, 8-8, 7-9? What good is a healthy quarterback if you can't win? Haley needs to be gone. Point blank, worst hire ever in the Pittsburgh Steelers history. Another person that needs to be gone is general manager Kevin Colbert. He is the worst general manager in the National Football League. He does not know how to draft. He don't know how to manage the cap. He kept all these old players around so long. He maxed out the cap for players that could have been easily replaced through the draft, free agency, people off the street. This cat is the worst general manager in National Football League. Look at the drafts. From when Tomlin took over as coach, look at the drafts. Lawrence Timmons, Lamar Woodley, Jason Worlds, Sean Spence, Jarvis Jones, Ryan Shazier. All he drafts is linebackers. Linebackers and running backs. That's it. We need a shutdown corner and a dominant defensive lineman. We needed them for a couple years now. We never replaced Casey Hampton or Aaron Smith. So what do you keep drafting best player available? Well, guess what? When Kyler was the coach, and I'm not nitpicking about Kyler. I'm not the one who says, oh, well, Kyler should come back and he should win and he should coach again, this and that. But when Kyler was coach, he drafted for need. He passed up on Emmitt Smith for Eric Green because we needed a tight end. We did not need a running back. Okay? It's time to draft for need. We need a cornerback. We need a defensive end, defensive tackle. Our defensive line is shit. We don't get any kind of push at the line. The running backs are like torching the first line of defense. It's terrible. You had Casey Hampton for how many years, and it never dawned on you that, hey, this guy's getting old. Let's draft for the future. You can't look. The Pittsburgh Steelers will always be my team, and I'm not bashing them. I'm speaking real. When you are an NFL team, okay, and you build through the draft, and you're not known for big free agency splash, and you're not known for going out buying players like other teams do, you have to hit jackpot on the draft. You have to draft good. If you keep having mediocre drafts, guess what you're going to become? Mediocre. Okay? You cannot have bad drafts and expect to win with the Pittsburgh Steelers. This team is built through the draft and by the draft. You have to start drafting for need. Ryan Shazier will probably be a hell of a linebacker. A hell of a linebacker. Jarvis Jones will probably take a couple more years to develop, and he'll be a solid linebacker. But you did not need a linebacker. It wasn't an essential. It's not like you're going to, oh, if we don't get this linebacker, we're done for the year. We need a secondary. Watch. I guarantee you, next week when we face the Browns, if Brian Hoyer comes out and plays like he did the second half in week 1, and he goes to that hurry-up offense, and he snaps that ball, and he gets that ball out real fast, and they run to the right side like they torched us in the first game, we're in trouble. We do not have any kind of secondary help to prevent the Browns from going downfield. Okay? So let's look into this game. So it's Steelers versus the Browns next week at Cleveland. Everybody's like, oh, this is an easy win. Well, guess what? Tampa Bay was supposed to be an easy win. Jacksonville was supposed to be an easy win. The Browns are supposed to be an easy win. But guess what? They came back from 25 points down. So you're going to have to bury the Browns. You're going to have to play like you did in week 1, the first half and the second half. You got to play a complete game. The Steelers have yet to play a complete game. They still penalized 8 times in the Jacksonville game. It's time to cut this crap out. Get your head right. Play disciplined, fundamental football. This is not a rookie team. The Steelers are the 8th oldest team in the NFL. They shouldn't be making rookie mistakes. Okay? You get a first down, go back to the huddle, line up, and play ball. You don't have to do your little first down. Nobody cares. What good is it? First down if it costs you 15 yards. Know your role, shut your mouth, get back to the huddle, and play ball. That's all. Now, Thursday we got the Pittsburgh Penguins opening up their season against the Anaheim Mighty Ducks. Sidney Crosby looks to be in form. Malkin's been skating. He may play, he may not play. But to all you haters out there that think you know everything, he is not going to play in the KHL. He is playing in the NHL with the best players in the world. Okay, that's one. Two, for the Pens, they lost James Neal. They got gritty. They got good enforcement players. I don't think anybody will be taking cheap shots at Crosby no more. That's always good. But for the love of God, Penguins, listen to me. Where is Sidney Crosby's winger? He has yet to play with a good winger since Hossa left. You can't tell me you can't go out there and find Sidney Crosby, the franchise, the best player in the world, a winger to play with. Granted, he will elevate everybody on his line, and he will make them better. But think how many cups you could have won if Crosby could have just had a winger. One player. Just a winger. Now, the third, fourth line still in disarray. The new coach, we'll see how he pans out in the NHL. New general manager. This is a new era for the Pittsburgh Penguins. Let's get it out there. A lot of players are gone. Orpik's gone. Just a lot of players are gone. Niskanen's gone. I think he got overpaid. You're gonna see that he's not as good as advertised. Anybody can have a lucky year. The big question mark surrounding the Penguins, as it's been doing for the past 5 years, is goaltending. Which Marc-Andre Fleury is going to show up? Is it going to be the good Fleury? Or is this going to be the I'll let pucks go in behind me Fleury? The Penguins have problems. They don't have depth. They don't have good third and fourth lines. Hell, I don't even know if their second line is going to be good with Neal being gone. Their defense is up in the air now with Orpik and Niskanen's gone. You still got Martin. You still got Letang. You got Ole. Still up in the air. NHL season's a long season. I do see this team going to the playoffs. I do, but if they want to make a serious run in the playoffs, they're going to have to make some moves at the trade deadline and get a winger and perhaps a defensive player. But the Penguins are only going to go as far as their health's going to go. Malkin's been injured for the past few years. It's time for him to have a healthy year. Letang seems to always get injured. Rob, I don't know if he's worth the money that he came from the Kings for. They're like, oh, the piece is here. No, he's not the piece. That's pretty much it. Side note for the Pirates, no big news on the Pirates yet. Major League Baseball still going on. I have a gut feeling they're going to keep Russell, the catcher, Russell Martin. I think they're gonna keep him. I think they're gonna find a way to pay that man because they cannot lose another player. They found out this year if they would have just signed a couple of those players from last season. Marlon Byrd, AJ Burnett. If they could have just signed a couple of those players, they could have went further. Stop being content with the wild card. I wipe a monkey's ass with the wild card. It's a one-game series. And you got completely embarrassed with that one-game series. If they would have kept a couple players from last year, they may have won the division. Look how close it came down to. But, who knows? Who knows about the Pirates? At least they're going to the playoffs. I will give that two straight years in the postseason. So that's nice. The Steelers, I don't know. It's like they're 3-2. If they lose to Cleveland, they'll be 3-3. This team cannot get away from 500 ball. If we could get a few games up from 500, I think we'll be good. But if we play like we played this first quarter of the season, I'm looking for this team to finish 9-7 or 6-10. I don't even think we break 500 the way we play right now. Our defense is suspect on every position, especially since Jarvis Jones and Ryan Shazier's out. Offense, Antonio Brown has smash games. He has great games. Le'Veon Bell's playing real good. But other than that, it's hit or miss. One week Wheaton shows up, next week he don't. Justin Brown had some clutch catches in the last game. But once again, 1 week he shows up, 1 week he don't. So we have to see what's going on with this. Side note, if you're fans of basketball, you got to check out the Steel City Yellow Jackets. It's the new ABA, American Basketball Association Pittsburgh team that's going to be starting up real soon. I believe it's in late October, November. I'll get back to you next week on that. Other than that, that's pretty much it. Let's go Steelers. Let's get the Pens going. And we will check you out next week. I'm out. For Pittsburgh Sports Fanatics, I'm out.